50 wins in the postseason who have yet to win an NBA title. James Harden, of course, leading the list. 90 playoff wins. That's 26 more than the next closest player, his former teammate, Russell Westbrook. The only players in NBA history that have played in more playoff games without winning a title are Karl Malone and John Stockton. So, Perk, we know the narrative around James Harden. Great in the regular season, great in the first couple rounds of the playoffs, but can never win the big one. He was obviously on that Thunder team back 2011, 2012. They lost in a gentleman's sweep to the Heat. And I know, Perk, you were obviously on that team. So do you think he has the most at stake here of any of these players without a championship in this postseason field?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I said it once and I'll say it again. The player that has the most to prove, not just in the first round, but in these playoffs, the player that's under the most pressure is Donovan Mitchell, his teammate. But when I'm thinking about the most to prove right now, when you think about Anthony Edwards, when you think about on his teammate, I'm thinking about Donovan Mitchell. Okay. Donovan Mitchell, when you look at what he has done in Cleveland, when you talk about being one of the greatest regular season players of all time in my eyes, the brother all the time is an all-NBA talent, superstar talent in the regular season, has never led his team to a conference finals. And one could argue that the Cleveland Cavaliers has done more for Donovan Mitchell than they've done for LeBron James. When you talk about firing J.B. Bickerstaff, right after you fire J.B. and you hire Kenny Atkinson, all of a sudden Donovan Mitchell signs a contract extension. When you talk about the moves that they made even last year at the trade deadline, go and get DeAndre Hunter from the Hawks. That didn't work out. You make another move this trade deadline. You trade Darius Garland, a guy that you drafted in the lottery, to go get a James Harden. You go and you get a Dennis Schroeder. You go and you get an Ellis. They have done everything and more, not only to please him, but make sure that they surround him with the talent so that he could be successful. And so when you talk about all these players, because this is one of Stephen A's this is one of his favorite players in the league, and I can't front he got game, but when you talk about a talent that has the most to prove and under the most pressure, it's Donovan Mitchell.
Kendrick Perkins is either on drugs and need to be drug tested, or he needs to take a breathalyzer test for sipping on some Cavassier. You must be out your damn mind. I don't know what the hell you just said. Donovan Mitchell. Look, how about James Harden? We gonna stick with James Harden. I don't know what the hell you talking about. That don't make any sense whatsoever. Donovan Mitchell has struggled at times in the playoffs. That's fine. But he's had some big-time performances in the postseason as well. No, he hasn't gotten the team to the conference finals. I got that part. But does that compare to James Harden? Listen, James Harden, and I hate saying this because I got love for James Harden, but James Harden is one of the great, great players we've seen of this generation. And that is why he is so maligned. It is one thing to perform poorly. Kendrick Perkins, I can pull up clips of you on national television alluding to James Harden having quit. Think about that for a second. I mean, this is you talk about, quit. Okay, yeah. So let's look at it. Game 7 loss against Denver, okay? Remember, he loses in the 7-game series. 18.7 points, 44% shooting, that kind of thing. Scored a total of 33 points on 28 shots. 36 field goal percentage, 25% from 3 in the Clippers' final 3 losses to Denver in the series. How about the Game 7 loss? 35 minutes, 7 points on 2 of 8 shooting. That's not the only time he's in it. Another Game 7, he had about 9 shots. I mean, we've watched him in the past. You've got coaches, you've got players who have alluded to him quitting. I'm sorry, when you consider his Hall of Fame career, because it is a Hall of Fame career, okay, make no mistake about it. You talk about a brother that's got to step up and prove. Ain't nobody ever accused Donovan Mitchell of that. Donovan Mitchell had it one game, he didn't have it another. Sometimes he carried it, but he couldn't carry the load by himself. It wasn't good enough. That's entirely different than there being blemishes on your resume because you quit. One of the things, Wilt Chamberlain is long gone. God rest his soul. And one of the things they lamented about him is that he is believed to have quit in an NBA Finals game. You understand? That matters, man. You can't have that kind of blemish on your career and then you go out there and wet the bed again. Hell no. More to prove. I know that Donovan Mitchell going to show up. Now, how effective he's going to be remains to be seen. Some games he's phenomenal. Some games he's good. Some games he's not so great. But he's never awful, and he always brings the effort. With James Harden, there has literally been numerous and inordinate amount of conversations about his effort. Last 4 Game 7s combined, 1-3 record, 3 straight losses, 13.8 points, 27% shooting, 17% from three-point range. This is a walking bucket. One of the greatest scorers we have ever seen in NBA history. And when crunch time, Game 7s arrive, there is literally cops looking for him. APB out. Where the hell is he? That ain't Donovan Mitchell. That's James Harden. You cannot do that to Donovan Mitchell. Hell no. Hell no.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can, because when you look at this Cavs team, damn it, James Harden is not the first option, and he's not even the second option. He's the third option on this team. The leader of this squad is Donovan Mitchell. And let me say this, S.A. In the past, I've given James Harden a lot of heat, and rightfully so, right? But over the past 3 years, he has went from being an elite scorer to transitioning his game to being one of the best facilitators. Let's not forget he's late in his career. Another point I want to highlight is when he was in his heyday down there in Houston, when he was carrying that Rockets team and they was trying to make that push, the people that was standing in his way was the same people that was standing in LeBron James' way. The Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant
and the Spurs.
I mean, damn.
And the Spurs.
I mean, I'm just,
he's accused. He was accused of quitting against the Spurs. Perk, you were one of the people that said it.
No, I said that he quit. He quit in Boston when he was with Philly. When he was with Philly, he quit on Doc Rivers. That's what I said.
That was the only time you said that? That was the only time. I didn't say you didn't say it then. I'm saying that's not the only time you said that.
I can't think past 3 years, okay? I don't know that. My memory ain't that. I can't. I don't remember what happened past 3 years ago.
Oh, my God. You gotta be kidding me, man.
Hey,
Internet remembers.
But S.A., real talk. But real talk, though. Donovan Mitchell got to step up to the plate, bro. Like, let's keep it real. And I get it. You're saying his performances, like, has been there. His numbers has been there. That's one thing. But the other thing is empowering your teammates, right? Putting that key in their back, making guys around you better. Damn it, he got to get it done.
Yeah, and that's a role
There's a difference
There's
a difference between a bad performance and somebody who's quit. That's all I'm saying.
And there's a difference between a narrative of a disappearing act in these fourth quarters and Game 7s throughout his postseason career that he now has a chance to try to rewrite here with the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right, straight ahead. Which star must get his team out of the play-in and into the playoffs with those games